I'll show you one solution today, and then we'll talk about the other solution, the other approach to the same problem. So the solution I want to talk to you about is a technology-based solution, which we call SalSphere Even Skin. SalSphere is the name of the technology. Even Skin is the functionality of the product. What is SalSphere Even Skin? It's a sub-micron sphere. It has a core and a shell. Active ingredients are incorporated in the core, and it's all suspended easily in water. So the core is hydrophobic with a diameter of about 0.1 to 0.3 micron. Why I'm emphasizing that it's hydrophobic? Because if it's hydrophobic, it's tend to adhere to the skin. And if it adheres to the skin, then it can slowly release. And that's what we want to get. If we apply all the salicylic acid all at once on the skin, we can irritate the skin. But if we load it on the skin and slowly release it, the skin is able to balance, to buffer it. And we have less of an effect, negative effect on the skin. What do we deliver? We deliver two groups of actives. The first one is salicylic acid. And we already talked about the natural source, the ability to penetrate into the deeper layer of the skin and get better results. Material that have been used since the time of Cleopatra of Egypt, thousands of years. Very successful to rejuvenate the skin. In addition to this, we combine him some biological materials such as papain and pineapple extracts. These are biological ingredients that known to help with the exfoliation. This is going into the core, and then we have a shell. The shell is a polymeric system with the purpose of enabling the particle to suspend in water and to adhere to the skin. So this is the structure. If you want to see how the product looks like, it looks like exactly the left size, the golden colored jar. It's liquid, has a golden color. And when you reduce the high concentrated product into a water wash, let's say, into about 2% salicylic acid, you get a pretty clear product. This is the characteristic of SalSphere Even Skin. So it is a suspension, submicron spheres loaded with salicylic acid and biological ingredients. Now, the product that we're offering is available in 3 different forms. I want to reduce the confusion that you may have when you look at this into the website. So version number 4 is the original version, and it's loaded with 30% salicylic acid, and the MOQ is about 90 kilos. The second version that we modified the original version to make it PEG-free. That's what many people are interested in. So the PEG-free version has only 15% of salicylic acid. And version 17, it's PEG-free plus the biological, and it has 15%. This is the one that we are promoting now and making it available for you. And you can order it in 1 kilo, 15, and 90 kilo sizes. So this is some comment about the commercial aspect of this product and loading. Let's continue to explain what do we know about SalSphere Even Skin, how good it is, what does it do, and how do we know, what data do we have to share with you to convince you that this product is really unique in its field. So it's not just the fact that we make it easy to formulators to formulate with, but it really provides a major benefit to the consumer. So the way we measure the effect on the skin, I will show you several methods very briefly. One of them is a pH meter. This is a special pH that measures the pH of the skin. And we applied it on the skin, and we're measuring the skin pH as a function of time. And you see here 3 different lines. The first one shows the free salicylic acid. That is like a commercial product. that doesn't use the technology. Then we're using, this is the about skin pH and the technology-based pH. So you see the pH should be anywhere between 4.5 to 5.5. This is the normal pH of the skin. If you apply the free, you definitely get a very low pH, and that's why you get dry skin, irritated, redness, and so. Yes, over time, the pH can buffer and come back to 4.5, but it would take 5-6 hours. However, if you use the technology, you start with the higher pH, and normally, slowly, it will come down as more salicylic acid is being released. So the technology, which means SalSphere Even Skin, is start with the higher pH and slowly releasing the salicylic acid. So this is one aspect, but it doesn't mean that it's really enough to exfoliate the skin. To measure exfoliation, we are using skin cutometer. So what is skin cutometer and how does it work? What is the procedure that we're using? So cutometer is a measurement of color. We are using a color as an indication for exfoliation. We take a piece of skin, this is pig skin, and we stain it with a red color. Okay, this is a simple process. The skin now all red. We can measure the intensity of the redness. Then we apply a wash, like a wash product containing the technology. What do we expect? As we wash it with the technology, we expect more exfoliation, which translates to reduction of the odor or the color intensity. So then we apply, we rinse it several times, and you already can see the different colors. And then again, we come back and we measure the color intensity. So this is the process to understand. There is no other way that we know that can easily measure exfoliation besides doing a full clinical study, and that's done also. So now you see here 3 pieces of skin. They're all treated in the beginning at the same time, the same way, 1, 2, and 3, and you can already see the difference in the color. I give you a hint which one is one. Number 3 is washed with deionized water. That's it, no treatment. Okay, you see that 3 is slightly more colorful than everything else. Okay, I don't know if you can guess which one. Okay, guess it, why not? What is number 2? Number 2 is the one that was treated with a market product, which means free salicylic acid. You see the color compared to 1, which is SalSphere Even Skin, which is the most faded color, which means the highest level of exfoliation of the skin. So this is the way to look at this from experimental point of view with the color changing effect. So with the cutometer. In numbers, when we measure exfoliation, you can see that the exfoliation of 6 different samples with the even skin is more than double than the regular free salicylic acid. So it works much better than the free salicylic acid. Another aspect of measurement was done again on the skin from a lotion this time, and you see the exfoliation of the SalSphere was double in terms of, again, its color change, double than the free. So there is no doubt that the SalSphere Even Skin works better than the free salicylic acid. You may ask why. So there are many reasons why. First of all, in the encapsulation, we use the free salicylic acid in a salicylic acid form compared to the typical when people using salicylic acid diluted with either surfactant or with alcohol, the pH is very low. So what most of the cosmetic chemists are doing is the buffering the pH. And with the buffering, they basically create a sodium salt of salicylic acid. So you have the salt, but not the acid. And what exfoliating is only the acid. That's why we want to keep the salicylic acid in the acid form and not in the salt form. So this is the uniqueness of using a technology that can retain the structure as is. Now, when we treated this and some other people treated, you definitely can see the effect on the skin in terms of skin smoothing. And this is one example. Here is another example of skin treated with a complex of even skin and encapsulated salicylic acid after about 30 days. So this is one solution toward this issue. Now I would like to summarize briefly what are we comparing here, because I started to explain that we have alpha and we have beta. So if we look at the alpha, SalSphere Clear Skin is a combination of alpha hydroxy acid compared to even skin, which is based mostly on beta hydroxy acid. So what are the differences? And more important is, when do you need to use what? Under what conditions you prefer one over the other? So this is really the practical definition of applications. So target area, alpha hydroxy acid is used only for surface exfoliation. It's very good for people that can maintain a routine daily, because that will work very much on the surface of the skin. And if they wash daily, 3 times a day or 2 times a day, they will see an effect. The beta hydroxy, the even skin, is working very well for deeper exfoliation. Like when you really have an issue with the skin, you have scars, you have blemishes, acne, and so on, you would like to have a more deeper process. So that's why beta would be more useful. Now, major benefits for the alpha hydroxy acid is alpha hydroxy acid also helps with the hydration of the skin. That's unique to the alpha and cell turnover. This is not the case for beta. Beta is used as a medication at a concentration of 0.5 to 2% of salicylic acid. It's used for anti-acne. At a lower concentration, it can use for anti-blemish. And it's also very effective to reduce excess oil on the skin, shiny oil. Why it's so important? Because the people with the oily skin have a hard time to retain makeup, for example. And the sebum prevent the makeup from adhering to the skin. So the lifetime of the makeup is very limited. In addition to this, the sebum is the food for bacteria. So if your skin is sensitive, acne prone, you want to treat it all the time to reduce excess oil. Other issues like concern, alpha hydroxy acid, the major concern is sun damage. It's sensitive to the skin when exposed to the sun. The major concern for beta is dryness of the skin. So yes, the technology can reduce the dryness and the irritation, but still some people may feel the dryness effect. So this is about using alpha and beta hydroxy acid. And I'm showing you because we are offering an alternative approach to the standard formulation. So I just would like to open up the knowledge and the ability to visualize other ways to release the known ingredients in another delivery system and get some better results. So this is about this.